What does it take to destroy a company that spent over 100 years building trust with American truckers? The answer is about 3 years and one spectacularly bad decision. To understand how badly Navistar failed, you first have to understand what they were throwing away. This was International Harvester, one of the oldest names in American industry. When the company spun off its truck division in 1986 to form Navistar, the new company inherited something invaluable, a reputation built on engines that refused to quit. The crown jewel was the DT466, a 7.6-liter inline-six that mechanics still call the legend. Its wet sleeve design meant rebuilds without pulling the engine from the chassis. Fleet managers discovered these power plants would run for 500,000 miles, sometimes 1 million, with nothing more than regular maintenance. By the 2000s, Navistar had built its identity around that reliability. School districts trusted international buses. Moving companies filled their fleets with international trucks. The company had spent decades earning that trust, which makes what happened next even harder to explain. In 2007, the EPA announced emission standards that would reshape trucking. By 2010, nitrogen oxide emissions had to drop from 2.4 grams per brake horsepower hour to just 0.2, a 92% reduction. Engine manufacturers had roughly 3 years to achieve what seemed almost impossible while maintaining power and reliability. Almost every manufacturer reached the same conclusion. The only proven technology was selective catalytic reduction, injecting a urea solution into the exhaust stream to convert nitrogen oxides into harmless nitrogen and water. Cummins adopted it. Detroit Diesel adopted it. Every major manufacturer committed to the same approach. Not Navistar. Navistar's engineers believed they had found a simpler path. Exhaust gas recirculation had been used in diesels since the 70s. By routing exhaust back into the combustion chamber, you could lower temperatures and reduce nitrogen oxide formation. Traditional systems moved 5 to 15% of exhaust gas back through the engine. Navistar wanted to push that to 35 or 40%. Levels nobody had ever attempted. The marketing pitch was elegant. No extra tanks, no additional fluids, no complicated after-treatment systems. Just a cleaner burning engine through superior engineering. Daniel Ustian became the face of Navistar's gamble. As chief executive, he appeared at conferences dismissing the selective catalytic reduction approach that every competitor had adopted. He called his technology elegant engineering and predicted others would eventually abandon their complex after-treatment systems. Behind closed doors, the reality was different. According to court testimony, Navistar's own engineers had serious doubts. Chief engineers reportedly presented concerns directly to Ustian, explaining that the level of recirculation the company wanted, combined with its performance targets, was not possible given the physics of exhaust gas recirculation. The company proceeded anyway. Internal emails that surfaced during litigation revealed that the company's senior vice president of engineering had written to the chief executive that management told the board in 2013 that the physics of the strategy was not sound. These concerns were never disclosed publicly. Perhaps most damning was testimony from Jim Hebe, former senior vice president of North American sales. Asked about testing during a lawsuit, Hebe stated bluntly that Navistar did not test anything. Emails from the former vice president of quality reportedly stated repeatedly before launch that the company had no field testing. And when engineers tried to develop alternative approaches, they were allegedly shut down. According to lawsuit filings, the company halted work on selective catalytic reduction as a fallback and threatened to fire employees who discussed alternate solutions. The first MaxxForce engines rolled off the line in late 2009. For a brief moment, everything seemed fine. Fleet operators appreciated the simplicity. No extra tanks meant no extra hassle. By mid-2010, the problems started. Recirculating superheated exhaust gas creates thermal stresses most components cannot handle. The EGR coolers became the first failure point. These heat exchangers had to bring exhaust temperatures down from over 1,000 degrees to something safe. Constant thermal cycling caused stress fractures. When a cooler failed, coolant leaked into the exhaust, creating massive steam clouds from the tailpipe. Worse, exhaust gas could intrude into the cooling system, blowing radiator caps and causing secondary damage. The turbochargers were next. Variable geometry turbos with electronically controlled actuators had to handle extreme temperatures and soot-contaminated flow. Carbon deposits formed a cement-like buildup that locked the mechanisms in place. When a turbo failed, it triggered cascading failures throughout the engine. The diesel particulate filter clogged faster than passive regeneration could clean it. Active regeneration cycles that should have occurred every 800 miles were triggering every few hundred instead. The process consumed enormous fuel and created hazards. Drivers reported superheated exhaust igniting grass near tailpipes during regeneration stops. Frequent regenerations caused fuel to wash past piston rings and contaminate the oil. Viscosity dropped dramatically, forcing oil changes at 5,000 miles instead of 15,000. Contaminated oil could not properly lubricate turbocharger bearings. Failures became epidemic, with some engines requiring turbo replacements every 75,000 miles at over $4,000 per incident. Behind every warranty claim was someone whose livelihood depended on a truck that would not run. Consider what it meant for an owner-operator to buy an International in 2011. Someone who saved for years, took on significant debt, and bet their financial future on a vehicle expected to run reliably for a decade. Many chose International specifically because of the promise that MaxxForce would be simpler than competitors' systems. Instead, they faced repair bills exceeding their monthly truck payments. Dennis Gray Trucking had purchased over 100 International trucks since 1977. They bought 6 more between 2010 and 2012 with MaxxForce 13-liter engines. The trucks experienced repeated breakdowns. Even after repairs, the problems continued. Carmichael Leasing owned 31 trucks from model years 2011 through 2013. They experienced numerous breakdowns, and dealers could not permanently fix them. Resale values dropped substantially because MaxxForce problems were widely known and feared throughout the industry. GTL Enterprises owned 14 trucks with advanced EGR engines. Due to repeated repairs on the EGR system alone, the carrier estimated it lost over 150 days of revenue from downtime. The class action eventually brought over 45,000 plaintiffs together, representing more than 66,000 trucks. The NADA Truck Guide listed a nearly $19,000 deduction in value for Pro Star trucks with MaxxForce engines. Used truck dealers reportedly stopped accepting them in trade altogether. By 2011, warranty claims were piling up faster than Navistar could process them. Some fleets reported dozens of warranty visits on small numbers of trucks within just 2 years of purchase. The regulatory pressure mounted. Navistar's EGR-only approach had never earned full certification at the 0.2 gram standard. The company had been using banked nitrogen oxide credits to keep selling engines, then relied on EPA non-conformance penalties to continue shipping while paying fines per engine. In June 2012, the DC Circuit Court struck down the interim rule allowing this arrangement. The breaking point came mid-2012. Navistar announced it was abandoning EGR only and would add selective catalytic reduction to its heavy-duty engines. Daniel Ustion resigned weeks later. The financial bleeding did not stop. Navistar reported net losses of $898 million in 2013 and $3 billion in 2014. The company spent over $1 billion on warranty costs. It wrote off nearly $500 million covering trucks repurchased from angry customers and resold at losses. That was on top of $700 million spent developing the engines. Market share collapsed. Navistar lost roughly half its heavy-duty truck position. The company shut its Garland, Texas plant in 2013, eliminating about 900 jobs. The lawsuits came from every direction. In August 2017, a Tennessee jury found Navistar had committed fraud in selling 243 ProStar trucks to Milan Supply Chain Solutions. The jury awarded $10.8 million in actual damages and $20 million in punitive damages. Jim Hebe's testimony that the company did not test anything made headlines. The judge described the testimony as shocking. In January 2020, a federal judge approved a $135 million class action settlement covering an estimated 45,000 plaintiffs and over 66,000 trucks. The SEC filed its own lawsuit against Daniel Ustion in March 2016, alleging he led a campaign of deception to mislead investors. According to the complaint, even as late as June 2012, Ustion signaled certification might come soon, despite knowing the EPA had refused the prior month. An engineer had written that the EPA response was unequivocally no, but retracted the email after learning management had imposed a gag order. Ustion eventually agreed to a $500,000 penalty and a permanent ban from serving as an officer of any public company. The federal government pursued Clean Air Act violations. The Justice Department alleged Navistar illegally sold 7,749 engines in 2010 that did not meet standards. The October 2021 settlement required a $52 million penalty and a requirement to purchase and destroy enough older engines to prevent 10,000 tons of future emissions. By 2016, Navistar retired the MaxxForce branding entirely. The company that bet everything on avoiding selective catalytic reduction was now using it across its product line. The recovery took years. Troy Clark, who replaced Ustion, focused on rebuilding trust. The company partnered with Cummins while developing its own replacement platform. In 2017, Navistar introduced the A26, based on proven technology from the German manufacturer MAN. Market share slowly recovered, roughly 1 percentage point annually from 2016 forward. In 2021, Volkswagen's truck division Traton completed its acquisition of Navistar for $3.7 billion. The international brand survives. The S13 engine, introduced in 2022, uses selective catalytic reduction as a matter of course. But the MaxxForce disaster left scars that never fully healed. The mechanics who call those engines MaxxForce have not forgotten. The owner-operators who lost their businesses have not forgotten. The MaxxForce story has become a cautionary tale told across the industry. It is the reminder that no amount of marketing can overcome physics. Today, if you mention MaxxForce at a truck stop, you'll get a reaction. Sometimes a bitter laugh, sometimes just a slow shake of the head. The people who lived through it don't need reminding. The trucking industry learned an expensive lesson between 2010 and 2015. Navistar's customers paid in broken trucks and shattered finances. Workers paid in lost jobs. Shareholders paid in billions of losses. And the company itself nearly paid with its existence. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and maybe share your story. And if you found this video worth your time, subscribe for more deep dives into the engines, innovations, and industrial history that shaped the world we live in.